Hello, welcome back to the Teacup Commentary. Today we're gonna watch Jeff Sokol's police interview, right? This is gonna be split up into parts because, it's an hour and 40-minute long interview, and I can't be in this hot closet for at least 3 hours because this is what this is gonna be, right? I am used to making these videos super long, so today we're gonna just focus on one part, but if you like Hansen Vs Predator, check out the channel. I have so many videos like these. I have seen other police interviews, and I also commentate over their actual segments. So go check that out if you like that. But anyway, let's get started. Jeff Sokol brought pizza. I don't have enough water actually. Great, Jeff. Huh?
Yes. Nothing. Sir? You all set? Appreciate it. Good. Form when you. Cool. I'll be in, where you can. Okay.
I just woke up from a nap too.
You need to be on Detective Kelly, obviously with the Fairfield, Connecticut Police.
Detective Kelly.
I'm just going over your rights with you. You want to speak with me about what happened tonight? Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be such a long video. 2015 10. That's October the 3rd.
Correct.
Who would have thought, huh? There's a camera in the room. A tripod, dare I say. I'll try not to speak too much, though. I won't be pausing this a lot because, we gotta get through it, right? But I'll try to aim to make, each part, an hour long or maybe even more if it comes to it. But I don't have that much time today. But, yeah. Also, this video is brought to you... Actually, this video is brought to you by a special someone, right? They don't want me to reveal their names in full, but they told me to say this video is brought to you by Ron Knight, okay? Kind of silly, but yes, this video is brought to you by Ron Knight.
Nice. Just initial it, and then we're going to go down here in court and do the same kind of a thing, okay?
So we're getting to do paperwork.
You have the right to remain silent, you understand that?
Paperwork.
To talk to any police officer, anything I say can be used against me. I have the right to consult with a lawyer before I answer any questions. I may have a lawyer.
Someone like Jeff Sokol would never consult a lawyer beforehand because he thinks himself to be a lot better than the people he's talking to. So, yep.
I have a lawyer appointed for me if I cannot afford one before I answer any questions. I know that if I answer any questions, I have the right to stop answering at any time. I may stop answering any questions at any time if I wish to talk with a lawyer.
I also have to look at Jim Raunch. That's a 2-hour-long video. Christ.
To make a statement knowing that I have these rights. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I know and understand what I am doing. I do this freely and voluntarily, and no threats or promises have been made to me. You understand those rights?
Well, I'm probably gonna have to get a lawyer.
Okay. So we're
Wait a minute.
Discuss what happened to him.
Probably gonna have to get a lawyer, he said. It's very hard to understand, but we'll try. I boosted the audio as high as I can. Just sitting and thinking, huh? Interesting. It's what a predator would do.
I'm talking.
We'll talk? Okay. Arms crossed, by the way. Very uncomfortable. Or self-comforting.
Your address again?
1064 on Beacon Street.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, Clement.
Brooklyn. He just gave out his address, but whatever. It's not my fault. Also, I have a timer set, so like I have to know how long I've been here because I swear I like the first one I did.
44.
I'm 44.
He's 44 years old.
41.
Christ.
In Brooklyn. Yeah.
Like I already seen the
Birthday?
6471.
71. Seen the not Jeff Sokol. I've seen the John DePay one, and I think that's like a 50 minute long video, and I was in here for like an hour and 40 minutes. Like, oof, dangerous work. Like it's not good. I need to pace myself.
Bachelor completed in school?
I got a bachelor's degree.
Bachelor's. I have a bachelor's
Reading
degree.
right, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like Dylan, the
Just make sure that
aerospace
if you
engineer.
You could read that. You just essentially, you're agreeing to speak to me. This is you. And Detective Kelly, I identified myself as a police officer. You have 16 years of education. You can read, yes, and you can write.
You can read.
And you can
Sometimes I
spell
doubt it. I'm just saying.
and
These
know what you
predators
want.
are very silly. Well, they can't read when they say that they're 13, apparently, because
And we could probably just kind of start with what happened this evening. I looked at some of the texts. There's several pages.
the other's like
Text
all the
between you
way.
and the young female. You just tell me what
A young female.
happened from your standpoint tonight. You're in, I assume, at home in Brookline, and you're corresponding with this younger girl.
Yeah, I was just looking to meet her, and I know you're not going to believe me, but I honestly was not planning on having sex with her. I know the texts talk about that, but it's talk. I mean,
It's just talk. Oh my god, it's so. I've already paused it. I shouldn't have. But anyway, it's just talk. Oh my god, we have Jeff Stacy coming back from the grave. I don't know if I think Jeff Stacy. Just make like I don't know if this is like 100% true, but like they said he died like recently, but he's back from the grave, man. Maybe he was dead by this point, but I don't think so. But crazy how the two Jeffs kind of have the same defense.
It's talk. I mean,
It's just talk.
I wasn't planning on having sex with her unless it was
Legal.
bright and legal to do it. I don't know if I would have or not either, but I was not going to.
What do you mean by right and legal to do?
No, I mean if I she seemed like somebody that was mature and
That's so bad.
that would be fun to hang out with, and so I wanted to meet her and find out if she was what I thought she was.
Dude, that's so
how long
bad.
Had you been corresponding with her?
Like 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks of talking.
A chat site,
What was that called?
Wire Club.
Wire Club? Is that, I don't know, what is that? Is it
It's
kind of a hookup site or something?
No, it's like chat rooms, but
Wire
I don't
code?
know if it's a hookup site because there's people there that are all over the
Have you
world.
talked to people before? Girls, guys, or
Guys.
in that particular?
God, man. It's a valid question, but I get it. But he's like, girls, guys? You mess with guys, Jeff Sokol?
Have you talked to people before?
Who knows?
Girls, guys, or
Girls,
Yeah.
guys.
on that particular site?
Yeah.
Have you talked to younger girls before
Bigger guys.
today, or in the last couple weeks, rather?
Not that I know of.
Perfect answer.
What was the interest in this particular girl?
I know I'm not supposed to pause, but to say not that I know of is legit one of the most guiltiest things you could say when trying to defend yourself. Seen it so many times where some people are like, if there's something there, I didn't have anything to do with it, right? Not that I know of, is a very
What was
guilty
the interest in
answer.
this particular girl? a second. Are you married?
No.
Have you been married?
Yeah.
Divorced?
Yeah.
How long?
Like 10.
10 years
10,
or more?
11 years, yeah.
Any kids?
No.
He's
The
divorced?
reason for the dissolution of the marriage? Anything major
He was ugly.
issue with the ex-wife?
No.
Or she with you?
No, it was just a mutual breakup.
And how about dating and things since then? Do you have relationships? Have you had any?
Did he just ask, like, was it a younger? Because, I mean, he tried doing the whole marriage contract thing with the decoy, right? I understand, like, that's Jeff Sokol's biggest selling point, apparently. Everyone wants to know about this marriage contract. And the detective was like, was it a younger girl, like, you know, married into?
Breakup.
And how about dating and things since then? Do you have relationships? Have you had any recently?
Yeah, I mean, a few here and there. Yeah.
What was the last one?
Who would
I
date
had a
Jeff
short
Sokol?
one over the summer, a couple months.
Bro's
How old
lying.
was she?
41.
The adult woman.
Yeah.
Right. Have you, met or chatted with or visited younger girls before?
Younger, yes, but I mean,
What's your, I don't know, younger than me is probably in the middle 20s. From my standpoint, I'm a little bit older than you, but what's younger to you?
I mean, yeah, I've dated girls in their 30s and 20s.
Don't even lie, bro.
And I mean, have you, this wasn't, I'm sure, the first time you met a girl who was purportedly 12 or so years old, right?
What would you say?
I said, I'm sure this isn't the first time you either chatted with or met with a girl who was, supposedly 12 years old.
I believe it was the first time that I know of.
It was?
That I know of.
Is
Great.
that what you're saying? It was the first time? I mean, I don't know. You may have an issue or a certain fetish or attraction to younger girls. You probably do.
Yeah, I've never gotten to meet a girl that was
What?
a teenager.
Never. And why tonight? Just Saturday night. It's driving from basically the Boston area, right?
It's so bad.
I just had nothing to do. I figured we'd just hang out, and I was just gonna drive home later tonight.
You talked, I know in the text there was some mention of a marriage contract. I don't know if it's a religious thing or something else, but what's the deal with the marriage certificate? What was that whole conversation? Or marriage agreement or a contract you talked about?
I know I was joking at one time when I said, "Is it in the contract?" I was
Was
joking.
there a mention of bringing some type? Maybe it was in jest, but
In jest.
mentioned bringing some type of marriage contract or something like that.
No, it wasn't. No, bringing something? No.
Did you
No.
mention having her sign it, or you signing it, or both of you signing it? I mean, I can go get the paperwork. Unfortunately it's an inch thick, but there's some conversation about that. I just want to know.
Yeah, there was conversation. There was conversation about that. I was just explaining to her that people could get married by just signing a contract, signing marriage documents.
But you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, right? That's kind of.
Yeah.
I think you could
14,
probably even
14,
understand.
but yeah, she said she was 14. But okay.
She was 14?
I know. Yeah.
Just so gets so defensive. I know I've been a little quiet, but I'm trying to just kind of gauge what's happening because it's very hard to hear, and I don't want to be interrupting every single second. But let's analyze this. So he is, they brought up the marriage contract, and he's like, "Oh, I was just explaining how some people can get married just by signing a contract, right? They can just get married like that. It doesn't have to be a big deal." And then they go into the whole, talk about how the girl that Jeff Sokol came to visit isn't a 12-year-old. It's supposed to be a 14-year-old, as Jeff puts it. But I've been told that, it's just the detective trying to get, into Jeff Sokol's mind and get him to admit that he came over to meet a 14-year-old girl, you know what I mean? It's just some psychology play there.
But yeah, she said she was 14.
Yeah, she was 14.
Okay.
She was 14?
I know. It's young.
maybe I should get some of the texts, so we're both clear about what age she said she was.
She said it was a 12.
No.
Hmm.
And 14 is that big of a difference anyway? Is like you're 44?
He's right, but
It's a difference to me.
Because neither are legal, you know that,
Yeah.
right?
I know.
Age of consent is 16, which is,
bad.
you know, in my mind, yeah, too young also, but you thought she might be 14.
Yeah.
Oh.
I assume these are text messages, right? Because very weird. It's not like a schedule or something.
So these are obviously a copy of some of the text between the two of you.
Yeah.
You said you met her, what, give or take 3 weeks ago?
I think so.
I have a paper to write.
Talking about,
I'm here.
blowjobs and oral sex and
I am very curious about what Jeff Sokol actually said in the text messages because I don't think I looked into that.
you know, Tommy, what's going on in your life that we even have you, going down this road? Maybe you've always lived like this. I don't know, but it's.
I hate this detective. I'm gonna be honest. I think that this detective is pretty bad, but oh well. What can you do, right? What can you do about it?
Everybody, you know, 44-year-old guy, and you're talking to a 12-year-old girl, and in your mind maybe she was 14, but it's certainly illegal and, horrible in most people's eyes, right?
And I said that. You can definitely read that.
And you drive from 2.5 hours away to see this girl.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was against the law to meet with somebody and just hang out and talk to them.
But you probably, I mean, I don't know you.
Is it? Is it? Just like hang out with somebody?
To hang out?
If I had sex with her, yeah, that would be against the law. But they did it
Okay,
through
so
them.
let's just take a step back. So you're.
It's such a dumb
let's just say
argument.
You never got divorced from your wife, and you had a daughter. You said it was 10 years ago, right? Give or take, you got divorced. So let's just say, as a result of that marriage, you had a daughter or a son.
Daughter.
Who was 10, 12, 13 years old. And it's Friday night, and you and your wife, hey, honey, hey, whatever your daughter's name is, Caitlin, we're going to run to
Caitlin.
out to dinner and stay out a little bit late. You could stay at home, and you come to find out, they walk in, there's a 44-year-old guy from, 200 miles or 100 and something miles away. Is everybody cool with that? You're cool with that?
Well, it's very hard to understand the detective. Maybe it's just me, but he's pretty much saying, like, if his marriage didn't fail and he had a daughter that was the exact same age as the decoy, would he be fine with a 44-year-old man coming to visit her while they were all away, just like, Jeff Sokol had done this night, right?
Miles away. Is everybody cool with that? You're cool with that?
Well, obviously, at first, no.
At first?
Yeah. When
That's
they first walk in,
crazy.
It's not going to be cool. But if it was somebody like me, I don't think there's a threat.
I think, okay, I pause again. I think that's one of the dumbest things that Jeff Sokol has ever said. And this guy has a lot of dumb things he said, right? He said that if it's someone like him, he doesn't think it's a problem. But he doesn't answer if it was a problem for him that a 44-year-old man is visiting his daughter. You could tell this guy has no kids, right? Or, I don't know. I don't have kids either, but I could tell right from wrong, right?
Me, I don't think there's a threat.
I don't think there's a threat. I'm a perfectly normal guy.
How do they know what your intention is? You're talking about blowjobs and pics.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they don't-
Other issues. You're not talking about maybe some common interest of music or sports, which is also, the whole thing would be weird. I think just about everybody would think. I think you actually would too. it's unhealthy and strange. A 44-year-old guy, what's he got in touch with, in common with a 12 or 14-year-old girl?
12 or 14.
And why, if you lived in a big metropolitan area, would you drive whatever the distance was 2 hours away on a Saturday night?
Isn't that all speculation?
To me,
I mean,
That is so brave.
you're speculating that I was going to have sex with her tonight.
Because that's what you said.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that? Well,
No.
tell me what you said.
Well, we talked about having sex, but that doesn't mean.
Isn't that strange?
That doesn't mean I was going to.
Tonight.
Well,
The tonight part is crazy because he's insinuating he would have maybe some other time. But that defense is crazy because what do you mean like you're speculating? Yes, it's called coming to a conclusion, right? Like that would basically mean that every single court case that has ever like been established or like a prosecution ever put onto someone, right, is all speculation, therefore it's invalid, which is not how that works, right? Most of these conclusions are met, right, by going through a process of finding evidence and all this and that, right? And all the evidence we need is right in front of the detective, Mr. Kelly, right? Detective
but
Kelly.
Isn't that strange?
It doesn't mean I was going to.
Tonight.
Well, yeah, tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week.
Maybe when she's 16.
So but where's that?
Crazy.
I don't know, it might be.
Did you mention that?
He's right.
It might be in there. I mean, I mentioned that I was looking. I looked into like the laws and stuff about minors. I was looking into those.
That's crazy.
No, because I was going to meet a minor.
Whoa. He was looking. Oh, my door just opened. He was looking into laws for minors. That is crazy. Imagine telling that to someone, right? Imagine you're talking to your friend and you're like, "Oh, I'm just chilling here in my couch, just searching up laws for minors." Like that is very strange to say, but Jeff Sokol is a strange guy, right? So what else can you expect? But he's pretty much clutching at everything he can say. Like, what do you mean you're trying to find out what's legal and what's not? If you would have actually done that, you would have seen that, the how it looks. I know Chris Hansen says it a lot, but you would have seen how it looks. Meeting a 13, 12, 14, whatever year old when they're home alone, right? And after a very sexually charged conversation, right? It is such, it's so illegal. Like, I don't know. He should have been smarter, not thinking about how he could get around the law to have, that with a minor. You should just honestly have just dropped it
Into like
at that point.
Laws and stuff about minors.
Laws about minors, crazy.
Why would you do that?
No, because I was going to meet
A minor.
and to hang out with them.
So you knew there was an issue.
There was
Otherwise, you wouldn't research it.
Yeah, there's clearly an issue.
Well, I mean, there's an issue if you do this and this and this. But
And what is that?
because, and this is just, I was looking, I was just like looking down the road, like let's say I did like her and she liked me, why not? I mean,
Why not?
This is somebody you've never met before.
I know. I was just thinking out loud, looking at the big picture. That's all.
The
Doesn't
big
mean I
picture.
was going to like do what I was going, what I was.
Is that like your lack of a better description, like your cup of tea, like you want some very young?
Your cup of tea, man. That is so good. But I can get what Jeff Sokol's trying to say, but it's not a good defense. He basically wants to be like, actually, no. What is he saying? Like, no, it all kind of left me. Give me a second.
This is just. I was looking, I was just like looking down the road, like let's say I did like her and she liked me, why not?
That's great. What do you mean? Why not? You can't just say that about a minor. Like, it's just. I look. I feel like the detective, and we're not even halfway through it, but I feel like the detective should have been like, then tell me what you consider correct. You know what I mean? Like, what is it that you think is good, and what the law is getting wrong?
I know. I was just thinking out loud, looking at the bigger
Picture.
Doesn't mean I was going to like do what I was going, what I was.
Is that like your, you know, lack of a better description, like your cup of tea, like you want some very young girlfriend or bride? So is that like some fantasy you have? Which is fine if that's what your fantasy is. I just want to know where you're coming from.
I took a
Where you
liking
coming
for
from?
particularly to her, and she happened to be
This is through all, like, you know, chatting or texting, right?
exactly
Somebody you never even met.
correct.
He's right.
So for the sake of talking, it could have been,
Saying
it
anything.
wasn't, but it could have been me posing as this girl. You wouldn't know who you're talking
Could have
about.
been, yeah. Could have been.
It's not like you saw her or spent time with her.
Well, that's why I came down, is to see if connection with her.
With a 12-year-old, 13.
If you, what was your name again?
It's Detective Kelly.
If I,
What's your name again? Oh, man. Detective Kelly, you're such a joke. In the law enforcement side, right? I'm not going to bully him, right? He's doing his job, but he just sounds so boring. His voice isn't that great. There's like 100% boost and bass, right? So, like, I can barely understand what they're saying, but
It's Detective
it's
Kelly.
Detective Kelly.
if
It's
I-
Detective Ludi.
I mean, if you read all the text, I don't know if you read all of
I
it.
did not, and I probably can't digest them all right now,
Sure.
but I'm starting to try to look here.
I'm sure. But if you read a lot of it, the exchanges
Detective
between me and her, I was always aware and scared of any consequences if I was to do something wrong, like if I was to have sex with her. And to be honest, yeah, of course, you know, like, from what I saw, she's, you know, beautiful and everything, but I
What?
was not going to risk. I was not going to risk anything by having sex with her. I just wanted to meet her and hang out with her, and I was going to go home.
You're gonna meet her, hang out with her.
There is one, like, massive problem with that argument is that, you know, it's only the two of y'all, right? Because who are you answering to? Who is it that you are trying to, I guess, have a better side to? If that kind of makes any sense, like, what would have stopped you? Because there's no one. There's no physical barrier stopping you there, right? Unless, like, the girl, like, fought you off, right? And Jeff was a better person not to force himself upon anyone. But there is no, like, oh, Jeff is so gung-ho about the law. He's such a lawful guy that he would have never, ever done anything like that, right? Because he thinks the law is the best, right? Like, I think Jeff Sokol would have done it anyway. And I'm sure you're thinking the exact same thing. Jeff Sokol is not someone who is, like, very, you know, with the law and everything. I mean, he tried to do this. So,
You're gonna meet her, hang out
I
with her.
can't
and go
trust
home.
I can't trust anybody, and obviously now, you know, even more so, but,
How do you think we
Crazy
and
to
she
say.
feel?
well, see, I get it, I get it, you know, you guys.
We're trying to protect the innocent and the vulnerable, right?
Yeah, but
Just like when you were that age and I was that age, you wouldn't want some guy, you know, attacking you.
If he's dangerous, yeah, of course not.
I hate
Or maybe he just has bad intentions.
how Jeff Sokol is trying to make it seem like there's old men out there that are like saints. You know what I mean? How it's like, if the guy had bad intentions, I wouldn't want that. But if he had good intentions, yeah, he could touch me up if he wants to. Like, no, crazy. Like, man, there's no difference. There's no difference at all.
Guy in your life.
As an adult, you shouldn't get near children like that. You shouldn't. Like, especially after having a conversation like this.
Who's in his 40s and is talking about having sex with you and different things. Isn't it your parents and the police and the school system's job to kind of protect you from that person? And sometimes if you're not being, like, totally honest with your parents or, you know, community people, the only alternative sometimes we have is to do, like, sting type operations like this. But we'd never catch anybody.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to tell anybody. You're so paranoid about it, you're researching the statutes. Because you know it's wrong.
He's right. He's really gotten him on
I'm sure
that.
in here there's probably conversations with
And
a girl about, you didn't tell anybody about this, right? Or something like that, because you're afraid of and you didn't go when the parents were home. If it's wonderful, then
Yeah.
yeah, if your parents are home, that's great. I'd love to meet them. No, your parents aren't home, right? Kind of thing. They're away. They're not coming home. Whatever.
That's actually a really good argument to have, right? Because if he wanted to present himself to be a good guy, right, and someone you can trust with your kid, apparently, home alone, would it be that you show up while they're there, right? Like, her parents are home, you show up, you knock on the door, and you're like, hi, I'm Jeff Sokol. Me and your daughter have talked online about this, and that, and we want to hang out. Like, that's not gonna happen. That is insane. That is so delusional to think that a parent would ever be okay with an adult meeting their underage daughter from the internet, right? That's crazy. I don't even think they would even like someone that their age to meet with someone online, right? Like, it's just a lot of the whole stranger danger stuff, right? Like, delusional takes, man. Delusional takes.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yes.
And I think this probably goes back a long time. This did not happen overnight. I'm a little bit older than you. Whatever my, makeup is physiologically and emotionally and every other way.
Yeah.
It didn't start last week.
He's right.
So you probably have these fantasies, desires,
He's right.
interests, probably your whole life, actually. Or until you become an adolescent or something.
Fantasies about what?
I'm assuming younger women. And maybe as you got older, like, you wanted to stay in that realm, like, the younger girls, I like them better for whatever reason. You would have to tell me what the attraction is.
It's never happened before.
Well, we're talking like 12 years old. It's like 6th, 7th grade.
Ain't that crazy, right? Ain't that crazy? You put that into words. 6th, 7th grade. That is really young, man. Like, it is heinous to think. But imagine thinking you have something in common with someone that young. Like, that is insane. What are you gonna do? Talk about her homework? Like, they always propose that these kids are like mature, and that's like such a grooming thing to say, to be like, oh, you're very mature for your age or whatever. But they do it, and it's just, I don't understand how you really think that someone who's in middle school can hold up or have anything in common with someone who's in his mid 40s. Like, come on, man.
You know what I mean? It's a young human
being.
being.
Keep saying 12.
Well, you want me to use your term and say 14?
I mean, I know that they're both young, but it's a little bit, different.
Is it being a teenager? Is that the big hump that you need to hear? Like, okay, she's a teenager. She's 13, she's not 12. She's 14, she's not 12.
That is crazy. Yo, he's being very accusatory.
Yeah, still 2 years under the age of majority, right? Certainly not, worldly or mature enough to consent to anything.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't have the legal right to do it, never mind.
Yeah.
Because why? Because they're very young, so they need to be protected.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why, if you thought I came down there to have sex, why didn't you wait and see if that happened?
Why would I want to put that girl that was in the house through any kind of a horrible experience that could get really out of hand really quickly?
Okay, I get you.
No offense.
I got you, but
there was like
several
cops there and other.
The thing is that I think there's a lot more. I don't know if he's gonna go like into depth of what he said, but I truly think, no lie, I truly think that Jeff Sokol, the moment that the decoy did not hug him, he knew that this was a sting operation, 1,000,000,000%. Because if you look at his actual segment where Chris Hansen, he talks to him, he is very suspicious. I don't want to say this, but Chris, Jeff Sokol is a lot smarter than most predators are. I'm sure he realized what it was way before Chris Hansen ever came out, and I feel like he was gonna drop the whole I'm here to do this, and that, blank this, blank that, right? Because he knew that this was a setup. So I feel like he planned on playing it cool, being like, okay, let's just hang out. Just have everyone backstage wait an hour or 2 or 3 of Jeff Sokol just hanging out with this decoy and with no sexual encounters happening. Why? I just don't get that part. But let's see what the detective has to say about that, because
kind of a horrible experience that could get really out of hand really quickly.
Okay, I get you.
No offense.
I got you, but
there was several cops there and other able-bodied guys.
Right.
You be in probably some kind of pain at the end of it because you got maybe your clothes up and you're trying to grab her. We come in not knowing what you're capable of.
I know.
Why not do it like as much as we can as a gentleman? You're seated. Chris Hansen speaks to you. You're free to
Chris
go.
Hansen.
You know, you were compliant. We were, didn't throw you on the ground or anything. We handcuffed you. We brought you in.
That's true.
Yeah.
They were too nice to him. But, the detective being like, I don't know what you would have done. He's pretty much talking to, like, Jeff Sokol like if he was an animal, which, to be fair, that is honestly the only way to talk to these people, right? Like, you would have your clothes off, snatching at the decoy, right? It's a little bit crazy and wild, but
Why would you
I liked how they did it.
Take it to another level where it's
Yeah. Dangerous.
Well, she has to go through that, several times because there's several different guys like yourself that are coming to meet her?
That's true. A hug.
Would you want to do that to anybody? Like, honestly.
John.
No,
Put her, even the hug. As soon as you got there, you're trying to hug a girl you've never met.
Yeah.
It's natural.
You know. Well, maybe
Just a hello hug.
I understand from your standpoint you probably want to, but from her standpoint you're a total stranger and she's probably a little freaked out by it. You know what I mean? So,
Cool with everything. Just
You're a
wanna go
creep.
hang out
Jeff
and,
Sokol.
have pizza. I mean, I honestly, that's why I was there. I just, my
you need to.
my case, okay, for this is obviously there's a lot of text there,
Yeah.
but I was trying to do things or make it so I wasn't breaking the law.
Even before he said it, I asked myself something like right now. Why go through all this struggle? Why go through all this pain of trying to talk to someone when honestly you could have just been like, okay, you're 50, you're 12, 13, 14, bye, and go talk to someone else. Why go through so much trouble? Because this is going leaps and bounds to meet someone like this. I don't know if Jeff Sokol was the type of guy to be like, oh, can you like send like a picture of like you holding 3 thumbs up with a spoon in your mouth or something, right? To make sure that you're real. But like, drive that far, talk for a month, and then bring pizza, this, and that, right? So much work for nothing, right? If you were just gonna go there to hang out, like, fat doubt, like, go talk to someone else. Like, if apparently he's had success with dating some people his age, why not keep that going? You know what I mean? Why not do that with someone who's older? I know the detective kind of pushes it, but it's like, I think he has some form of fantasy that lives in him, right? That he wants this, and he's denying it, of course, because it's for his own preservation, his own well-being.
I decided at some point that I wanted to, have any relations with her. I was trying to make sure that it was legal. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do anything.
Explain that a little bit.
If I came down and I liked her, she liked me, and
right.
She was cool, and I didn't feel like she was, too immature or too young or too, the same. If I felt like I was on the same, level as her, like
What?
Emotionally and whatnot. I mean, I wanted to, I didn't want to do anything that was breaking the law.
I don't get that part. I don't get the whole if she was too immature. What do you mean? What are you talking about, right? I would have loved to see him actually explain that part better. Like, what makes someone mature and what makes someone immature? You mean, like, set a little bit of a control group of what he wants in a decoy. Well, in a whatever. It's fine. Like, I don't get that part because it's like, what makes someone immature, right? I don't assume he thinks that, like, this kid is gonna come out with a lollipop in her mouth and wearing like the sailor outfits and stuff, like acting like she's 5, right? I don't know what he expected, but like there is no limit. There's no such thing as a mature 12-year-old that can consent to doing these type of things, right? It doesn't matter how mature they are. It doesn't matter how smart or whatever they are. It's still breaking the law, and it's still very morally wrong. By the way, like, screw the damn law. It's morally wrong to do this to someone, right? Like, especially someone this young, man.
would never. I mean, that's like ridiculous that you guys thought that I would bring a contract down.
Well, we were going
A little bit.
through your
You're interpreting.
I don't know.
You're interpreting it, but I mean,
Well,
it's not-
maybe we are. I don't know, but I also see that you're mentioning.
Also, Also, I'm pretty sure he's using the wrong word. It's not interpreting, right? You're probably saying you're assuming, right? Maybe is what he wants to say, but you're interpreting. Yeah, a lot of people do that. By the way, Jeff Sokol, right? I'm interpreting this video, right?
The guy shouldn't be talking to a
Idiot.
13-year-old girl like this.
right, and so
That's
I
your
felt guilty about it.
your
Yeah.
language, not mine.
I felt guilty about it. Yeah.
And
He's
you
pleading
think
guilty?
you might
Question
have
mark?
the same wavelength as her?
There's plenty of young people I see on TV that are pretty smart, pretty mature.
Ew.
13.
They're out there. Yeah.
No, there might
They're
be.
out there.
I don't know. There could be a couple out there. I think either they could be mature, but maybe they look like a little kid, or they
Why does everything?
could look older, but they're very immature.
What?
It's-
See, I don't
There's a
understand.
reason these laws are in place.
Yo, let him talk, yo.
Protect people.
Wait, and I said that to her.
Oh my god. Like Jeff Sokol's gonna give out some really good bangers out there right now, right? But the Detective Kelly's like, oh, I'm talking to myself here, this and that. Like,
Meaning what? I'm still. You kind of expounded on it before.
Stop
You go,
yapping,
I wanna
yo.
Do things whether it's so in case I did have feelings for her and I liked her, like it would be legal. I don't know what that means. She's still. Let's just say.
he's leading. Okay, major criticism, right? He's leading the conversation when you shouldn't do that. When you're interviewing someone, I feel like you should let them talk as much as they can, right? Because they'll end up talking themselves into a corner.
13. Because you mentioned 13 right here. So how does that still make it legal?
Like, he gives them so many talking points to escape like a straight up like lie or something he said incorrectly by talking and talking and talking. Like, you could have caught him on the whole, like, what do you expect out of a mature 13-year-old? But he starts yapping about, I don't even know what he said. I don't know what he said, but regardless.
I don't know. She said she was turning 14, but okay. How does it make what legal?
You just said that. How
Oh
would it
my
make it
gosh.
okay if you're going to do things with her and she's 13 and you ultimately had relations with
What a
her?
failure, man.
Intercourse, how does it make it legal?
It wouldn't unless her mom consented
Consented.
to marriage. It's
Crazy.
the only way it would be legal.
So you're gonna marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission.
Maybe when she's 16, I would do that. Why is that like so hard to believe?
Why is it hard to believe?
Yeah, that happened.
I can't say I've even ever heard of it.
Beyond it being wrong, right? It is very weird. I also don't think Jeff Sokol has that amount of charisma and game to convince her mother and then also the 13-year-old that he's talking about, right? Because it takes a lot out of someone to try to, there's a lot of skill checks you have to do, right? Sorry, but like, it's just too many moving parts to try to do that. Like, bro, you would be putting in so much work for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't, though. You know what I mean? I don't want to be weird about it, but the process of trying to do that, I feel like would be just too much effort to go through it, right? And he did try. He definitely is trying, and that just kind of shows how dedicated he was to doing something like this. You know what I mean? Meaning, he's guilty.
Believe?
Yeah,
Guilty as
that
charged.
I can't say I've even ever heard of it. Actually,
If I wanted to like
maybe in other countries it happens.
wanted to not break the law,
That's true.
that's what I would have to
That's
do.
true.
You would marry her
I
now.
haven't
You're
broken the law.
44. She's 13.
Yeah, I haven't broken the law. I mean, so that's the thing. It's all like you're speculating what I was going to do based on conversations.
You also drove here. You didn't just like have chats that you're bad enough.
He's right.
You actually drove
It's
2
wrong.
hours. You're like basically my age. You drove 2 hours to meet a girl. Most guys,
Right, you're putting it all together, right? Most guys would. do this.
most guys younger than us, our age, older than us, if given the opportunity,
Right.
they might get in the car on a Saturday night and drive 2 hours if they think they're going to find, something that feels good at the end of the rainbow. But are they just going to?
Very weird to describe that. What the hell does that even mean? Is something good at the end of the rainbow? Actually, it's not that bad, but he could have just been like, look, it's such a guy thing to do to drive this far to get some whatever, right? You know what I mean? To get some that. But in this case, when it comes to who you're getting it from, it is not allowed. is also very wrong. Like, he should have just used that and painted it, right? Like, this is what most guys do. Like, if you would have just switched out the 13 with someone who's like 30, 35, whatever, 40, this would have played out like how a normal interaction between adults happens. But since it's a 13-year-old, Jeff Sokol thinks that he is the only guy that has ever done something like this, and he knows what's going to happen at the end, right? Like, he's so not gun-ho, but he's very adamant that he wasn't going to do anything, which is crazy. But, like...
Get in the car on a Saturday night and drive 2 hours if they think they're going to find...
Yeah, it's a guy thing to do, right?
Something that feels good at the end of the rainbow. But are they just going to do it to maybe meet somebody?
Most guys? So you're saying most guys, so it's like...
You're driving from Boston.
You're saying
Boston.
most guys.
Most guys.
Right.
That's not me.
What are you?
Bro, so different. Oh, he's so cool. He said, but that's not me. I go for 13-year-olds, Detective Kelly. Right? Oh, he's so good, man.
Who you are. Because based on the text and the behavior you exhibited...
I'm not that type of guy.
You just happen to like them much younger than what's normal.
Maybe,
or illegal.
maybe I enjoy just, talking about it. I don't know.
With a 12 or 13-year-old girl.
12. He's so good.
That's
Such
a
a
problem.
trouble.
I don't know you. I never saw you before in my life.
Yeah.
That's a major league problem.
Didn't seem like it.
Major league
Didn't
problem.
seem like what?
Just seemed more mature than that. More than,
Compared to what? Like a
God, man, it's so good. Compared to what? Like, actually, he should have asked him on that. What, compared to what makes her mature? Her being mature doesn't add 5 years to her age. Like, that's not how that works. Like, yeah, you could be a mature and immature, 50-year-old, and it doesn't make you 20, right? It doesn't make you 30 years old because you're immature as a 50-year-old man. Like, I don't get the whole mature part. Like, we're not questioning the psyche and mental evaluation of this child. We're questioning Jeff Sokol's actions of why he thought it was okay to do something like this, and his pretty weak defenses, by the way, which I don't think is good. But
more mature than that.
she was more mature than that.
What? Like a 28-year-old woman? Like a 22-year-old girl?
He's right. Like what?
12 or 13-year-old girl. And she's acting like she's 18? Yeah, so what? She still tells you she's 13 years old.
He's right. Like, literally, I think that's the most...
You're 44.
Right thing he said ever in his life, probably. Sorry,
that's a major league problem.
That's a major league problem. Not to me, it is. To the law, it is.
According to the law, it is.
That's crazy.
According to what, you, it's not?
In my head.
In your head?
Knowing what I was there for. Knowing that I was not dangerous. That I was not
a threat.
That I was not planning on having sex.
Not planning on having sex. What if you just happen to meet a girl that is like, you know what, for whatever reason, she's only 12 or 13, but man, she's a pistol, and she's all over you. What are you going to do, push her away?
She's a pistol. That is so strange to say, but I can understand his point. I understand what he's saying, but I'm not going to talk about that because that's weird. But I want to talk about how Jeff Sokol sees himself. Jeff Sokol's the beacon of truth, right? He's the beacon of hope. The law is below Jeff Sokol, man. Jeff Sokol knows the truth. The law does not, right? It's so undecisive. The law is faulty. Jeff Sokol's not, right? According to the law, it is. That's crazy. Then why be so gun-ho? I keep saying gun-ho, but why are you so adamant and so, looking forward to follow the law if you believe that the law is incorrect, right? Because that's pretty much what Jeff Sokol said, right? According to the law, it is. But according to him, it's not true, right? He's opposing the law at that point.
I know I can go to jail. I would.
You would?
Oh, yes.
And why did you bring the Cialis?
You know what? That was in my car.
That was in my car.
It was in your pocket.
You-
I found it.
Yeah,
it was.
In the car.
And I said, what's in here?
What the hell?
I believe it said like CVS, either ibuprofen or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's all it is. And then we researched it. It's just
Right,
Cialis
right.
stuff.
Sorry, I just.
So you're not
got-
even.
sorry.
Like, why don't you tell me the truth?
I just
feel
got
like I figured it
handcuffed.
out.
I just got handcuffed. I don't even remember answering you, to be honest with you. But
Classic, amnesia defense, man. It's always a banger to hear, man. These people always thinking that They forgot everything, man. There's no such thing as remembering to these guys, right?
But no big deal. But it's not like you had some other medicine, like I don't even pick it out of the top of my head, that's like completely unrelated to any kind of sexual interlude. This
Yeah,
is like
he's right.
up that alley, right? It's correct.
Sex pills, and he's like, no, I wasn't gonna do that.
So the chat, the dry, the Cialis,
Yeah, no.
the fact that for some reason you think that this is like some innocent meeting between a mature 12-year-old and you.
I carry the Cialis around. I just do. And
That's
I
crazy.
leave it in my car, and I just didn't want to leave it in the car.
Doesn't it belong in a prescription bottle?
So okay, let's go along with what he's saying. Let's say Jeff Sokol is perfectly fine with carrying it around. Why did he take it though? You know what I mean? Why did you actually take the drug then? What is it that made you think, you know what, right now at this very moment, right now while I'm eating, I'm going to pop this sex enhancement pill? Crazy. Don't even start. That's such a weak argument to say that you just carry it around or you don't want to leave it in your car. Like, who carries that around? Like, yeah, you have your car keys, your phone, your wallet, and then your sex enhancement pills. Like, come on, that is so ridiculous to think.
No,
It doesn't?
no, that's smaller. I usually carry. I have other pills too that I put in there.
Really?
Bro carries 50 pills in his pocket,
You
apparently.
don't see a problem with any of this, like honestly.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I didn't
you
say
see a
that.
problem with it.
I see a potential problem.
Do you have like
Crazy.
nieces, nephews, whoever in your life, in your family?
Yep.
I don't know their ages, but maybe some are around her age.
Very great to hear, by the way. That, you know, they're always like, Jeff Sokol, you have nieces and nephews these ages, right? And they're like, yep, I do. And then it's always the same question, right? Have you ever done anything to them, right? Because it's a fair question to ask.
Honestly, Detective, I did not think I was breaking the law to come meet a girl. I honestly didn't. If you read the whole text, read everything, you can see how scared I was to meet her.
Wonder why. I wonder why.
Just, you know,
Listen,
just scared of the whole situation. But
you're scared of her for basically one reason, and the reason is that your clear intention was to have sex with her. Because if it truly was just to meet somebody, you wouldn't even be nervous about it. You'd be like, screw it. I have no interest in having sex with this girl.
It's a
Just
situation.
chatting. My right hand to God, and I'll swear to the parents, and they could be home for that matter. I'd love to meet them too, and my
Yeah.
intentions are pure. Your intentions were not pure. That's why you had the reservations you had, right?
Yeah.
it was a new situation too. And
A new
I was trying to
situation.
enforce it, yeah.
But you're 44 and
I
she's
also know
12,
that
13.
that there's all these laws about, like, you know,
Thank God there are, right?
about minors.
Yeah,
What if
thank
there
God
weren't?
there is.
Listen, I know what I'm capable
Right.
of. Okay.
So it's
And I know
ominous.
You think that I'm bullshitting you?
No, you're,
Oh.
I mean, you're trying to like kind of massage the corners, but you know,
Massage the corners.
do I think you're realizing and being honest with yourself and with me about what you did? No, I don't actually. But
Ooh.
I mean, you're talking about it, and I appreciate that, but you're not.
That's because
If you truly looked in the mirror and thought about what's going on or what you did tonight,
that's just because I don't feel like I did anything wrong.
well, if you want to keep it in the straight and narrow and just say, all I did was come here and bring her a pizza. Yeah, I mean, any uncle, any neighbor,
That's
any
true.
guy could certainly do that. Any softball coach, whatever, as long as it's kind of like, you know, the parents know and there's nothing creepy going on. Yeah, in and of itself, is that fine? Sure. But if that softball coach or whoever it may be is texting all kinds of things about having sex with the girl and her pussy and blah, 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 and send me a pic and everything else, and you're only 13 and I'm 44, and then you research the
Jesus
statutes, and you
Christ.
spend 2 hours on a Saturday night, and you bring Cialis with you, and there's a reference of a marriage contract.
Bro, that is crazy. This detective just said that. That is so crazy. But he needs that because, like, just look at what you're saying. Like, what do you mean you didn't want to mention anything like that? I mean, to be honest, like, they don't even mention the fact that this is probably enticing a minor through the internet. That's already a charge anyway. You know what I mean? Like, they could just serve you with intent as well, right? Intent to lure a minor or whatever, right?
That'll somehow make it legal. It's fucked up. Honestly. Like, be honest with yourself. You don't have, you can try to bullshit me all day long. It doesn't really matter to me. Most of the people that I talk to aren't exactly honest. But if you ever want to get well and maybe get past this point in your life and not be back here sometime in the future, or somewhere else for that matter, or in a bad place.
I agree. It's not something that
like seriously
I should be doing, and I said that.
Yeah,
I said that.
That's
So why did you do it then?
Your first kind of thought about this was probably a correct one. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Bro, stop cursing, bro.
This is wrong. I shouldn't need to research a statute to see if I'm able to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
That is true.
Talk about having sex with her.
Like, that is so many, like, leaps and bounds you have to do. Like, you know, what do you type into the internet to see that, right? Is it okay if I only hang out and give pizza to a 13-year-old while she's home alone and her parents aren't home, right? Like, what?
We're not talking like senior in high school or something. We're talking 6th, 7th grade, right?
Yeah.
You're 40. Not tonight. You just said before. You
yeah, not tonight.
And you ended up having relations. You wanted to know kind of like it would be legal.
Right.
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it unless it was legal.
It wouldn't do it. So the Cialis is just, we keep it just in case. And I'm driving 2 hours to meet a 12-year-old because I'm sure she's got a wonderful conversation and she's really interesting to chat to. You have a college degree. Where do you work?
If I was planning on having sex, I would have taken the Cialis at home and just left it there.
I don't know. For all I know, you took one already.
He's right.
Maybe you took one at home, maybe you brought another one in case it was a phenomenal night, right?
Phenomenal night.
Tomorrow if you slept over.
You know, I told you I had it in my car. You know, I rely on it when I date girls and stuff. So, because I have issues with that. So.
That's cute. His little thing doesn't work. Oh, that's so cute, man.
How about like, I mean, I know you're doing the texting thing. Was there any, younger girl kind of adolescent pornography either at your house or in your car or anything? Images, computer images, phone images?
Please say no.
I look at my phone.
You should start deleting stuff. Imagine.
Did you send her pictures?
Yeah. Yeah, me.
Such as you.
That's very cute.
What? Dick pics?
No.
No.
Naked chest?
never.
Or? Let me see.
Those are all my pictures.
This is of her or just you?
No, it's just like pictures that are on my phone.
That's cute, I guess.
Today, I just like took a picture of myself with my phone shirt.
With your what, brother shirt?
Yeah. It's at the bottom.
Who's the girl September 16th? Friend of yours? Girlfriend? Whatever?
Yeah, it's just somebody that I was chatting with that sent me pictures.
Another 13-year-old girl? No, I'm kidding. Wait, he saved some girl that he was talking to's pictures? That's weird.
Did she send you any pictures, this girl?
Who?
The girl from today.
No. Oh, yeah, she has.
Naked?
No.
Not naked?
Naked. Bro, it's a decoy. What is my man talking about, right?
This is in your underwear, which is fine, but is that going, it's not going to her?
That one never went down.
God, just Detective Kelly just looking through Jeff Sokol's phone, just looking. This is a picture of you in your underwear. What if like he just has like a pee pic right there? That'd be funny, but also real bad. I wouldn't want to see that, but.
The girl I was dating, I was 41. As a joke.
Wow, he's funny, hilarious. I've been an hour in here, by the way. It's been an hour in this hot closet. Well, nothing to drink, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
With her kids.
What?
I was at my brother's wedding.
Who are the kids? That's crazy. His brother's wedding.
But if you took yourself out of it a little bit, like right now, I'm sure you can understand why not only it's illegal, but it's just like flat wrong that anybody our age would be doing something like this. I mean, you're looking at it as a puzzle book, like it's not a big deal.
He's right.
And I don't even know you, but I feel bad that you're not somehow comprehending it.
I feel bad that you're kind of dumb, Jeff Sokol.
You can't even discuss it.
He's
and
right.
If you actually think it's okay,
No, that's not what I'm saying.
or even kind of okay, or situationally okay, it's like you need serious help, honestly. 'Cause it's just
You need serious help, Jeff Sokol. He does, but
Okay, I never said that. I was saying
Well, what is
that
it?
my intentions were
no, he did say that. What do you mean you didn't say that? He just said that if it's someone like me, I don't think there's a threat. Like, shut up, man. You are saying that there's nothing wrong with it.
Were never to violate her.
It doesn't matter. It's still, like, first of all, statutory rape is still a thing. Like, that is still considered a form of that, right? Like, even if you think that it's not in the traditional way where you force yourself upon somebody, in the eyes of the law, it's the exact same thing, right? But it's slightly altered, but it's still the same thing.
And that's something that, like, obviously it's like a back and forth that you guys would never know.
What a
Because
dumb
you're
thing
not
to
inside
say.
my head.
Boy, if we could.
No, I know, but I'm going by the only way I know you is I'm going through the chat,
I know, I
your
know.
actions today,
I know,
what
yeah.
you said. Like,
It's like he wants, like, the detective to know him, like, on a personal level. Like, what do you mean?
am I supposed to go
Relax.
by something else? You know what I mean? Like, how can you judge me other than what we're talking about right now?
He's
Yeah,
right.
like, I thought,
You
like,
don't know me either, right?
He's right.
how do you, when you, what?
I have no idea what this is.
I have no idea what
How do you,
How do I
Sorry.
what?
so when you catch these,
Guys.
whatever you want to call them,
Predators.
sex, you know,
Predators.
you catch these people,
People.
meeting with minors.
Yeah, like we go to you.
Right. So you know, you got me in the house and everything, and I just like I had no idea what was going on. You always do it like that?
Always? No, there's all kinds of ways that things
I mean-
like this come to light. There's times when something like this happens, and there's times when a parent calls because I just caught my 15-year-old daughter or whatever texting some guy who says he's 30, come to find out he's 44 or whatever, and you know, they want the guy arrested for statutory rape, and
See, I thought it was against the law
We
to
get
have
involved.
sex. To actually have
No.
sex. And then, like,
It's not even just
let's say I
that.
had
Like,
sex tonight
there are
and-
so many things that go into the whole breaking the law aspect. It's not just the act, right? It could be attempted. You know, in these guys' minds, attempted whatever is not a real crime to commit, right? Because I had someone comment this, and I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but in the eyes of these guys, attempted murder is not considered a crime, right? Because it's attempted, you know, statutory rape. You know what I mean? It's attempted. It's like you didn't go through it, but it's still attempted because that's what you wanted to do. Apparently, attempted is not a form of crime, right? It's not a you know, a way to gauge a crime. It's not, you know, like first degree murder, manslaughter, this and that. That doesn't exist apparently, because in Jeff Sokol's case, it is alleged, right? Of course it is, because you never went through it with it, right? But it's attempted, so it still counts.
To have sex. To actually have sex. And then, like, let's say I had sex tonight, and then somebody found out that I was...
And like, okay, then how is it that you would send a inappropriate picture to a minor? Would that just not count as a crime? Because I know he didn't do that, but it's still considered a crime. It doesn't have to be contact. You don't have to show up for any of it, because it's still considered a crime. There's just so many moving parts to convicting someone like this when the crime is something similar to this. You know what I mean?
You know, they did some sort of...
why would we want to wait until that happens?
True.
I mean,
It's kind of like saying, well, wait till the guy like robs the bank before you move in. No, if we have probable cause to
Yes.
believe that these guys are about to rob a bank, why am I putting the freaking tellers' lives and innocent people in jeopardy, or in this case, the girl in the kitchen with a hat on, I'm gonna let you
Perfect.
come over and feel her up and take your clothes off, so that what? I have a stronger case.
Hey,
Fuck that. You
This
know what I
is-
mean? Ain't
Oof,
happening.
Detective Kelly so cold. Detective Kelly is so cold, man. Oh, he said, "Fuck that." Yo, he's so cool, man. Never mind, Kelly. You are in my good book, right? Oh man, you're so cool. But and I mean that, by the way, because sometimes I'd be like saying that sarcastically, but like, he's right. You don't really wait until the guy robs the bank or has everyone hostage, right? Or in this case, how he's putting it, right? The girl with the hat, right? Nurse Nellie, is touched, grabbed, sees something inappropriate, right? There's no reason for that.
This is, the problem with society,
What?
that
Society.
law enforcement looks at, well, all kinds of people just think that men are pigs and all they want is sex.
I never said that.
That's
He's really right. He never said that. Like, what are you talking about? And first of all, Jeff Sokol is exactly that. Don't even get me started. Jeff Sokol is those type of guys, right?
think that men are pigs and all they want is sex.
I never said that.
He never said
That's
that.
what you're making out.
That's what you're assuming, which is something that Jeff Sokol doesn't like. So why is he doing it? You know what I mean? If he claps back at him with that, it's gonna be, I think, a 10 out of 10 album, 10 out of 10 interview, right? It's gonna be a banger, man.
That's what you're making it out to be. You're basically saying that it's not
Listen.
humanly possible for me to hang out with this girl and not have sex with her tonight.
Bro, look at that chat. What are you talking
I
about?
didn't say it's not humanly possible. It's certainly possible that you could have drove down here after you had this.
No, you can't say that. Oh my god, never mind. Look, Detective Kelly, right? You are kind of fumbling the bag right now. You can't give the guy, because you're giving him a little bit of leash to grab onto, right? You can't just be like, it is possible. He's gonna be like, yeah, and I'm in that possibility, right? Like, no.
Kind of charged.
You could have been like, oh, wait, according to this chat log, according to the way you were approaching her, it isn't, right? Like something.
Discussion, and maybe you had this sexually kind of charged discussion.
Hold on, maybe he is saying that.
I didn't say it's not humanly possible. It's certainly possible that you could have drove down here after you had this sexually kind of charged discussion, and maybe you're respectful. Maybe you're like not some really aggressive guy. And she says, "Oh, I'm not feeling it tonight." And you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna come back another time." But really, your intention was Cialis, a lot of this discussion, marriage contract to make it legal. Why would I wait till? How am I going to take this on? Do this for? I'm going to do this for months and months and months until one night, God forbid.
He's so good. Never mind, y'all. I'll take it back, Detective Kelly, right? You're goated, man. He said, "Why do I have to wait a couple of months for this?" Like, bro wants to get this case now, right? Screw waiting, right? I don't need this. Oh, Detective Kelly's such a G, right?
Do this for months and
So
months
good,
and months.
man. He
Until
said, "F
one
that."
night, God forbid, you like actually attack this girl,
He's right.
and nobody's there to protect her.
I don't know. That's
No, but you're making it sound like you talked about, a shared love of music or something else.
He's so good. He's so good.
About sex with a 12 or freaking 13-year-old girl.
He's right.
It's fucked up.
You tell him, Detective Kelly. Don't let him talk to you this way, man.
It's fucked up.
Sex is a part of life. People talk about sex.
No, that's crazy. You can't say that, dude. There's okay. Maybe Joe. Maybe Jeff doesn't understand the word inappropriate, right? Because it is possible. It is possible to be inappropriate when saying things like this. Because you can't just be like in the middle of work and go next to your coworker and be like, hey, by the way, you want to talk about blank, 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 and this and then blank, right? Like, you can't talk about these things, man. And especially with someone this young, because it is illegal and morally wrong. Like, I almost feel to say sometimes how, like, it's not just the law, it's also the morality of it. Because just dude, why do that? Like, I'm attracted to grown women, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how it should be. Why are you messaging someone who's this young, even if they are mature in his eyes, right? Which it isn't a thing, by the way. There's no such thing as a mature 13-year-old that is legal enough or mature enough to give consent in these eyes, right? In the eyes of the law, that's not possible.
What's up?
What's up? Oh my God, I could
Alright.
kind of hear it.
1 second. Hey, Kevin. What's up? Oh, yeah, I don't agree.
They just said, "Hey, they still have the pizza in the trunk. What do you want me to do with it?" That they're asking about Jeff Sokol's pizza, right? Bring it in here. I'm trying to snack.
Sorry, I'm in the interview right now, so. You get chuckered or something, I'm in the interview. I'll do whatever you want with it. I don't care. Thanks.
You say we could eat it here? That's crazy, but that would be kind of funny.
Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. I think it matters.
Detective Kelly is so effing cold, bro. He said, "It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it, bro." So in front of Jeff Sokol's face, too. That is so cold, man. I love this guy, right? This guy is so good. He's just like, yeah, you can eat it if you want. I don't care, right? Jeff Sokol, you have any objections to this? I don't care, right? Take the pizza, man. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I don't care. Maybe bounce off a Tony or something if you want. I could care less. What was talking about? Jesus.
Bro doesn't care, man. He's so cool. He's so
Yeah,
cool.
but, I mean, honestly, it really is like a. What's your passcode?
4102.
It is a serious problem you have. Because you're still kind of acting like we had a guy earlier today. He's in tears and shaking because he knows it's wrong.
He's talking about
feels like
John DePay.
emotionally, mentally,
He was shaking.
unstable,
I went to the
totally
house.
apologetic. Similar situation, and but at least I felt like he was kind of owning up for his
Mistakes, huh?
attention. Maybe not necessarily today.
Listen,
You're acting like you're still trying to turn me to say no, we're just gonna hang out. What's the big deal?
right?
Yeah.
That was my true intention. So I can't. What else am I supposed to say?
With the Cialis,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, cool. Yeah. With
I know it's hard to believe.
with the sex chat.
I know it's hard to believe. That's crazy. Like, of course it's hard to believe because it's not true. It's just not true.
With a long drive. It's not like you said, hey, listen, I'm dressing up really nice. I'm going to take you out for something to eat. That's
Looks
cool.
bad.
It's just still bad, and I still wouldn't really believe you. But
I know
hey,
it's
okay,
bad.
look, you come in with a pizza, you want to hang out home. Parents aren't home. Make sure of that.
Well,
and
they
the
do.
first thing you do, you want to give a girl a hug.
They would let me in if the parents were home. They'd let me hang out with her. Parents were home.
That's
Like you
That's
said,
why,
weird.
that's why I wouldn't come. I mean,
Of course.
it wouldn't happen if they
Right.
wouldn't let me in.
Right. Why?
Yeah, why?
You know.
Man, he caught him good with that because he laughed. That's a nervous laugh right there. He's like, yeah, of course they wouldn't let me in. And Detective Kelly coldly says, why? Oh, so good.
Right. Why?
Oh,
You know why.
Yeah, we both know why. I just
Yeah.
want you to know why.
And I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware that.
bro, so is he laughing? Is Kelly laughing? That's so cool.
I just want you to know why.
And I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware that.
I think he did.
I'm well aware.
It looks bad, and it is bad.
Oof.
It's not just like, hey, we're jumping to
Again,
conclusions here. This guy's a great SAT prep guy. He's working with this girl for the.
I wanted to see what she was all about. I honestly was
See
not
what she was all
planning on
about.
sex with her.
That is fucked up.
Oh! Tell him,
You wanna
Kelly.
See what a 13-year-old girl is all about.
Tell him,
You
Kels.
You still don't see that as like being an issue.
I can see how it is an issue for most people with a small
Most people
child.
might say, at our age, hey, the girl's like 26, 28, whatever. A little on the younger side for us, but hey, I want to hang out and see what she's all about.
That is
She's 12
crazy.
or 13.
He's right.
17-year-old boys aren't even interested in her.
Yeah.
You with me?
Wait, say that again?
17-year-old boys aren't even interested in her.
Cold, bro. Kels is with it, bro. Because he's right. He really is right. I don't think a 17-year-old is going to be like, some might. I'm going to be honest. There are some weirdos out there. But some people, some 17-year-olds are going to be like, wow, like, I'm going to date this 13-year-old. Like, no. No, I don't even think so. Like, that's a high schooler trying to date a middle schooler, right? No, they're not gonna do that. Anyone with the right mind would not do that.
I know condoms, I wasn't planning on having sex.
Well, you had Cialis.
I always have Cialis.
Okay, well maybe you do. Maybe.
But just pop some like
you
candies.
travel with it all the time, but you put these things together. It's not like we're making a big leap here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oof, tell them, dude.
But you're still shaking your head with your arms are crossed, and you're kind of wondering like, "What? This is crazy. I just wanted to hang out with it."
That's the truth.
Dude, he's breaking him down so good. Dude, yo, he's eating him alive, dude. Holy hell, Kells, man, get him. He's like, oh, you're sitting there like shaking your head, your arms crossed. He's so good. This is crazy.
That's the truth.
Even if that was the truth, which I don't believe.
I'm not lying.
It's all.
Have a cup of water.
No.
Yeah.
Can I have a cup of water? I want a cup of water. And the reason why is because we are ending that right there, man. Oh, banger. Yeah, look at that beautiful transition, by the way. Like, I actually didn't know they were having a break here, but we're going to catch you another time watching this segment, right? Because, dude, we are 48 minutes in, and my timer's telling me that we've been recording for an hour and 19 minutes, so it's been a while. I haven't had something to drink like maybe by like 20 minutes in, right? So I'm kind of struggling a little bit here, right? So yeah, we'll catch you some other time. We'll see the other part, right? Because man, these are long, but hopefully you enjoyed part 1. I don't know when part 2 will come out because I'm recording these like as they come. So and Sunday upload is not gonna be this, right? So don't worry about that, right? Sunday upload is gonna be it's gonna be the Ryan the Bouncer takedown video with Chris Hansen, right? It's gonna be a really good one. So look forward to that. And yeah, maybe Wednesday again or Thursday I'll upload the second part, right? But anyway, we'll catch you some other time, and goodbye, right? Goodbye.